Terracotta is in two separate words. Maple Syrup Festival.
Neil, so what are you going to do with this maple syrup festival?
There's taffies, there's exhibits and stuff. Mostly showing how maple syrup was created and stuff.
So what is maple syrup?
Maple syrup is like it's like something people would usually put on their pancakes. Maple syrup comes from maple trees. More specifically, sugar maple trees. They put this little thing with the thing, and then there's a bucket attached to it. They tap the thing in there. They put the bucket on it, and then
turns into sap.
The sap, the sap water, comes into the thing. It's like kind of plain at first, but then once you take it, you have to boil it and do a process. Then it'll turn a bit more sweeter.
Okay, but where are we right now?
We're at the maple tree place.
Terracotta?
I told you in the store.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Neil, you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, let's make a move.
You gotta go to sleep. They would use wooden logs like the one that I have in front of me to store the sap. Now this is really good because the wood is really good at insulating the heat in the sap so that it wouldn't freeze overnight. And what would happen is that in the morning, there'd be a layer of ice that forms at the very top, and you kind of just scrape off the extra water content that was still in the sap. And then if it was in a case where you had to continue boiling it down, you can continue the process, until you get the desired syrup that you need. And from there, you get your syrup, you can store it, and you have your syrup for the year. But what do you do if you have too much syrup, right?
No.
Does anyone know what happens if you continue to boil down syrup? What do you get? Sugar. Yeah, you get sugar. So if you have all your syrup, then you boil it down all the in there. So yeah, I could put this all day and it's not gonna come out because it's frozen in there. Right? If it gets hot enough, it might start to melt and get sticky and anything. But this is really good because it allows you to store it and like I said, carry it around. But it also has a lot of trade value. So one of these sugar cones, you could probably trade it for a beauty set like the ones I have here in the back. So with all that being said, the last piece of information I'd like to share with you all is that with the introduction of early European settlers and the metal materials that they had, you could even start to create the sugar cones.
We're learning how maple syrup was made.
This is shell fungus.
What is shell fungus?
It's a type of fungus. If I take it, it doesn't break. See? Hard as a shell.
All right, cool.
Melt it into springs. Why maple syrup?
The rocks, use like a clay pot, like the rocks around it to like heat it up. But that's obviously a lot less efficient than this right? The metal is easier. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sap and turn it into maple sugar, right?
Yeah.
So here we're going to talk about how early European settlers did basically the same thing. So basically, early European settlers, unlike the indigenous peoples, they had access to metal. That allowed them to make different tools that made the process a bit more efficient. So, every year, around this time, around March, the men in the family would go out to tap all the maple trees. So if you found a maple tree, you use this tool. Does anyone know what this is? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So this is called a bit and brace, which is their version of it. So you would operate by hand to make a little hole. So once you make a hole, you use this thing called a metal spile. So indigenous peoples, if you remember, they use spiles too. Their spiles are made of like cedar or maybe like a sumac. So these are made of metal, so they're more durable and more efficient. So what you would do, you drilled your hole, you stick the spile in, and then hang a bucket. The sap would flow out of the tree, out the spile into the bucket. So you would have to go out and tap 200, 300 different trees. In each tree you would drill like 2-3 holes. That's a lot of work, right? So that's why the entire family got to pitch in and help. So if Dad was going to go out to drill all the holes and tap all the trees, whose job do you think it was to collect all these buckets after they're full? What do you think? Not Mom.
Kids?
Yeah, that's right, the kids. So it's your jobs to go and collect all these buckets and bring them home. So fun fact, are you guys all on March break right now?
Yes.
Yeah? The March break actually started because of this. Right now you guys would, you might stay home and play video games, you might go on vacation, but back then, it was because the kids needed time off from school to collect the buckets, help with producing maple syrup. They use a tool like this called a yoke, hang a bucket on each side, tear it down your neck, and then bring them all home. They're really heavy because they're full sap, right? So, at home, Mom would be at home. She would have this 3-pot system set up, right? The first pot, this big pot here, all the maple syrup, not the maple syrup, the maple sap is collected. They would dump to this giant pot. So what does this look like? Water, right? Yeah. It looks like water because sap straight from the tree. 97% water. So what we want to do, we want to boil it to get rid of the water we lost through evaporation, so that we're left with more of the sugar content that we want. That's going to boil. Once it's boiled for long enough, it's going to change color. That's when we transfer it to the second pot, right? So this here, it's a lot darker, right? That's because you've gotten rid of more of the water and you're left with more of the sugar. So that's going to keep boiling. Once it's boiled for long enough, it's going to change color again. We're going to put it into this final pot. Now we've got maple syrup, right? So it's going to be the job of the grandma to watch this last pot to know that when it changes to the right color, the right shade of brown, that means we're finished, we have our maple syrup. So I'm going to take it out once it's finished. Put it into this bucket that's got this old pot on it. That's going to act as a filter. So anything, during this time, anything could have fallen into the pots, right? So maybe like snow, dirt, bird poop, anything gross like that that we don't want. This is going to filter all of it so that we have our maple syrup. So it will take you 40 of those pots, 40 of those buckets from the tree, sap from the tree, to make just 1 bucket of maple syrup. So that's why we have to tap so many. So at the end of the season, once you've collected all of the maple sap, you've turned all the sap into maple syrup, left the maple syrup, we're gonna boil it one final time to get rid of all the water content. So you're just gonna end up with maple sugar. The maple sugar, they might take a cheese grater, shave it down into little flakes that they can then put in like tea or coffee, like bread or cakes, anything to make it sweet. Right? As you see, it's a very long process, very labor intensive, that requires the entire family. So you guys have all learned a little something about how early European settlers have collected maple sap, the maple syrup, and maple sugar. Be happy to answer any questions.
Oh, you touched it. Oh, you touched it too.
This?
Where's that prank thing?
What?
The prank noise maker. can do it, boy. Remember, 1 foot on each point. There you go. 1 foot. Go. Do it. Do it. Wow, good job. Hey. You're doing it again? Where you going? Terra. Oh, almost. Still, good try.
Yeah, we can make either a log for like log cabin, or we're gonna chop it up. We want to make some log firewood and things like that. And of course, on the board there, we got some other interesting tools that were used back in the day, which James can certainly attest to.
Yeah, so there's some tools here. Maybe we'll start with something basic. Does anybody know what this tool is here? That's correct, it's a hammer. What about maybe this one here? How about this one though? Nobody knows? It's a clamp or a vice. What's really cool that we actually have an old traditional version of one. This one's made completely out of wood. Not like modern days where they're made out of metal. You can kind of see broken, it's definitely got its use today. But it's not done by hand too, by the way. You can see the expertise that went into making a tool like this back in the day. Cool. And we've got some other tools there. The one on the right might be recognizable. Does anybody know what this might be? No, it's a scythe. It's a scythe. And you use this for cleaning your crops or getting rid of some grass in the seasons. Now this one might be a little bit difficult. Does anybody know what this might be? Kind of looks like a spoon.
Chisel.
It's a little bit short for that though.
A chisel?
It's kind of like a shovel, yeah. Yeah, so you'd use this to split bark off of logs. I'm going to move this saw here. Yeah, you'd use this to get rid of bark off of a log here. And you would use that to go make, use that wood to strip the bark.
Caterpillars.
No, I didn't.
No, we had these caterpillars in the thousands of the thousands in every tree, and they were eating all the leaves. Okay? Do you know what leaves do? The tree uses leaves to make food, right? Do you know what kind of food a sugar maple makes? It's maple sugar. So the maple syrup that we drink, or I drink, most people put it on pancakes.
Yeah, I put it on pancakes.
I love it on pancakes. That maple syrup is actually the food of the sugar maple tree. So all year, that tree is sitting there, just standing, enjoying the weather, eating maple syrup, which is pretty cool. But if it doesn't have any leaves,
I wish I could use syrup in my mouth.
me too. Who here wishes that you could make maple syrup inside your body like a tree? We should all have our hands raised right now. That would be awesome. So, there's this caterpillar, right? And we know there's thousands of them in the trees.
Can I see?
Yeah, sure. Right? So if you see this one, that's okay. That's good, right? But you see this one, and you probably won't because we've done a good job of wiping them out from this area.
Wow, we learned so far at the first and second, third, and the side stop is like how, like when the First Nations, what the First Nations did, then what,
Look in the camera.
like what's it called? Then what the first early European settlers did, and then we also learned how tools are used. Then we went to the side stops called changing stations. The guy talked about invasive species, like caterpillars here, and
Didn't you learn how to tap a tree?
yeah, we also learned how to tap a tree. You basically like drill a hole in. You put some.
To see how modern maple syrup is made.
Look in the camera.
Let's
Go.
go
To the sugar shack.
into the cig shop, but then we need to wait until the crowd goes less.
Yeah, go check. No. No.
Who's having a good time?
He's enjoying it. He's having too many dogs to fight with.
Who's having a good time?
He was being a good boy sitting on the table. Once he's done,
Alright, you guys cool? Alright? Storybook walk?
But yeah, now that you've been in the shack with a few different people, you can see everybody's got their own.
For my mind, it was easier to bring.
Trees, like little sugar maple trees.
There are sap buckets.
Sap buckets. The sap is
Let's
dripping.
try this. What does it taste like?
Doesn't taste that sweet. More watery.
It tastes like water to me.
Yeah, more watery, but a bit salty.
So what did they say? It was like 40 liters to 1 liter of syrup?
No, 40 to 1.
Yeah, so 40 liters to 1 liter.
All I remember is 40 to 1.
Be careful.
There's some more right up there.
Yeah, this is a big tree. That's why they have 2 buckets.
They said there's only one, only one tree with 3. Come on. There's another one with 2. Or that must be just 2.
Alright, that's good. We see now.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you like seeing us walk around the Terracotta Maple Syrup Festival. We've been here a few times. I went to all the exhibits, including the side ones.
Okay, what are you eating?
I am right now eating, licking or eating, whatever you want to call it, a maple syrup, what's it called?
Candy?
Lollipop candy. There are these also tiny, more foggy and lighter ones, which aren't that clear. They're like candies, but instead me and my brother got these.
Okay, thank you. Please subscribe.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave a big thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do happen to subscribe, make sure to click the notification bell so you can get the notifications of all our videos. Bye!